Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Check the feed real
Check the
quick. Make
feed
sure.
real quick.
It says loading on my end.
It says loading on mine too. Esau been messing with the internet today too, because my shit was trash today.
Normally pop up. I think I was waiting for that extra minute, but no, man, come on. Straight from that. Going off, you don't see it on yours?
We straight. It's up now.
Okay, con. All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
All right, so the brothers from Great Millstone, Charlotte, coming back with another Lord willing, edifying lesson to feed the elect of the nation of Israel. And before we get started with the lesson, we want to give our honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us the truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect that's out here laboring all truth and sincerity. To you, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Right, so pretty much, in this lesson, we want to go into, news and prophecy. A lot of good things going on in the news. All right, as you can tell, from the things that's happening, man. Hey, prophecy is coming to pass, man. You're seeing these riots going on in L.A. All right, they're starting, branch off to different parts of the country, because this whole thing with ICE. All right, then now you got the situation with Iran and Israel shooting missiles back and forth on each other. And all these things are just, a prophecy, just coming to pass continually, man. All right, just another sign to let us know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua, his return is near. Y'all brothers have anything y'all want to say? Y'all got it.
Kind, but now, like the brother priest said, these are foretelling of things that's about to be in your nearest future, man. We've been telling y'all for a long, long time these various things is about to start taking place. When a lot of people was trying to put it off, but now they're here. They're home now. They're home. You can't run from the prophecies, man. Real quick, let me get this. This is Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 9. And this is for any of you brothers. Any one of you brothers want to grab it. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 9. It says, "Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things I declare. Behold," it says, "before they spring forth, I tell you of them." And that's what the men of the Lord has been doing, man. We speak on what? Slavery, the transatlantic slavery, speak on us losing our heritage. We speak on us waking up and coming out of that dead state, fulfilling Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. But now we're speaking on the rise of the MOTB system and the time of Jacob's trouble, which is before you now. The wars and rumors of wars, the declaring of martial law, sedition amongst men, draconian laws, all these various things brothers have been speaking on for years. Now these things they're here. And so you can't run from the prophecies, man. The prophecies are here, man. Just as when you read, what is that, Ezekiel the 12th chapter, when Israel tried to make that proverb to cease, hey, that proverb's not ceasing anymore, man. Because that's what you try to push the prophecies off. You try to push the Lord and put him in a corner. But now the Lord is right before you, man. Because the spirit of Yahweh Shai, as you read in Revelation 19 and 10, is the spirit of prophecy. Now you're seeing the spirit of Yahweh Shai is being made manifest through the four corners of the earth. Because what are we seeing through the four corners of the earth? As the brother priest said, you're seeing uproars of the people. You're seeing wars and rumors of wars. You're seeing orchestrated famines and pestilence. So we're seeing the end of this man's society, man. We're seeing the end of this man's rulership. As this, what is it, second Esdras, the sixth chapter, where the Lord is pulling on Esau's hill. This is what you're seeing. You're seeing Esau gradually being pulled out of power, man. But it starts with the prophecies coming to pass, man. The time of Jacob's trouble is here, man.
Con, what was that precept you just read?
Isaiah 42 and 9.
Con, I got one to add to that. This is Isaiah chapter 46 and 10.
Beautiful.
It says, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Because just feeding off of what Brother Tazmart was saying, all right, we are seeing the warning signs that Yahweh Shah told us that was going to happen in these last days. Because what you got to realize, we're all witnessing the end of Esau's kingdom coming to pass, man. All right, we are watching the gradual decline of this system, because what Esau Edom is trying to do, all right, is pretty much bring on the collapse of this society to bring in his new world order. So these steps that we're seeing him take as far as the moral decline, the decadence, all right,
Mm-hmm.
the civil, unrest and all these different things, the deception. These are all the things that he's using to pretty much, have the people, want to bring in this new system, but in the
Yep.
mean, he's fooling them because as we're going to get into what we see going on with these different, riots and shit, this is all a psyop that he is using to bring unrest for him to have a reason to bring martial law and to pretty much shut down, society.
That's
Because
right.
as what's been going on with the riots, man, they've been issuing curfews. All right, they're deploying, the military. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they're using, they're talking about, the use of tracking, the facial tracking. That's why you had
Mm-hmm.
Trump, come out and tell these protesters, hey, look, don't wear no mask, man. Hey, show your face when you come out here, all right? Because they want to know who's all, in these streets doing this shit. Because as you see these people going out to quote unquote peaceful protest, we already know they got the agent provocateurs in the mix. All right, that's start the chaos. So, like I said, it could bring forth, these military, functions that they want to happen, man.
Mm-hmm. This is all orchestrated, man. This called what? Pressure from above, pressure from below. And they're using what? The Haggadah dialect. And they're also using order out of chaos. Because he's ushering in the chaos by bringing in the protests, which are these crisis actors. At the same time, like the brother priest said, then once the chaos really start heating up, then he's going to bring forth the order, which is the police state, which he wants. He wants to shut America down. It's no coincidence that when you had the BLM riots, it was Trump that was in office. People forget about that. They think, oh, it was Biden. No, Trump was in office. That started in May. When no coincidence, when the vid took place, Trump was in office. So it's the same it's the same thing that you seeing taking place. Every time this man has been in that position of authority, it's been uproars of the people. So now we're seeing that he's actually fulfilling that role of what Isaiah the 19th chapter, the role of that cruel Lord, which is that's the role that they wanted him to be in, that role of the cruel Lord, that dictatorship, so he can usher in this police state, man, which we're seeing, man.
Because if I could make mention real quick, not to rant, but I forget the guy that made the statement. Apostle Bar brings it out a lot. I want to say it was George Orwell or whoever it was, but he was saying how the elites pretty much use the same playbook. He said that how they're not very bright, but they use the same playbook because um it said that like you just said, this the same shit we saw during the BLM riots because or protests, I like it, which same
Same
shit,
thing.
but what we saw was organized protests because what we found out during this time, and you can hold second Corinthians 2:11. All right, those protests were funded by Soros G. For who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he funded that just like these protests now are funded, and it was a video that exposed it to pretty much show they were recruiting people to go protest on Craigslist.
Yep.
You could go find the joint, and they were paying people like a couple G's a week to go and protest, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes to show you that this shit is all orchestrated, like the brother said. It's Esau using the same playbook because this nigga he's not smart, man.
Nah, it's a one-trick pony.
And that's why Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave us the go ahead signs to let us know what's gonna happen, man. Because this devil, all right, he his back is against the wall, man.
Yeah.
But he knows that these people, these average everyday citizens, are so stupid that the majority of them don't even see that, man. All right,
Yeah.
because he's able to galvanize them through the media and stirring their emotions to where they don't even think about these things, man.
Oh, it don't even come to mind. Cause like you said, they've been so dumbed down and conditioned to think and react to what the media portrays to them to do. Like that's what they have to do. That's why they use the government and use these Operation Mockingbird when it comes to the news, so it gets them to react. Oh, they done this. Rat lash out, do this. That's what you be seeing with the people. That's why they use different tactics with the George Floyd, with all these so-called migrants, things like that. All that is orchestrated to get the people to react. So it's called problem, reaction, solution. So they can create the problem and have the people reaction so they can come with a solution, man. And as the scriptures say, real quick, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. This Satan should get advantage of us, but we are not ignorant of Satan devices. We're not ignorant of Satan devices. We see this shit for a mile away. We've been saying it for years, man. We know what the agenda is, man. We know what the playbook is. Esau goes left every time. We know that he's about to when he do his deception, he has to give you a bunch of distractions when he's really doing something. He has to give you the Diddy trials. He has to give you the Cardi B and the Stephon Diggs and all this dumbass shit with fucking Gorilla and Kurt Frank. He has to give you all these damn distractions so your mind wouldn't be focused on the main agenda at hand, and that's what the fall of this society. Because the vid was just a hidden hand from the collapse of this damn dollar more and more. That's all that was, man. And taking away your rights and get you more in a surveillance state. Now, with this new system, when they really usher in these new LDs, which they're going to do, when they're going to do it, it's going to get a more authoritarian rights to really say, you know what, the people are there. They're fighting against the government. We have boots on the ground. And at the same time, we have to shut it down just in case of this war. So they're going to be justified, and the people are going to let them do it. And I forgot what president said when you want freedom and you give away your rights, you give away both or something like that. The way he said it, I forgot the name of what president said that.
I can look it up, but yeah, he said that the people will want freedom so bad that they'll give away their rights, and once you relinquish your rights, you never get them back.
That's right.
That's what Esau has been, having the people do throughout the few years. You see what the really going all the way back to 9/11.
Yep.
All right, Patriot Act 1 and 2, the Demic. All right, how people were ready to waive their rights to get that jab. They were ready for normalcy so much that they were willing to do whatever Esau said. So all this is just playing into that even more, man. So like we just read earlier, the scriptures talk about we're not ignorant of Satan's devices because we understand the mind of this devil, man. We see everything that's happening, man, and we're able to see through the dark. That's why the scriptures tell you in First Thessalonians 5, we are not the children of the night, but we're the children of the day because we see all these things, man. We see through Esau's deception, man. Okay.
Hey, you quoted it. Can I get it?
Go ahead.
And it says, but this First Thessalonians chapter 5, and I start at verse 1. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. You want to keep going?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because even with that, in the times and seasons, if you in the spirit, you should know what times and seasons you living in.
Right.
We shouldn't have to warn. Brothers shouldn't have to tell you what's going on. You should already be on your pivot and understand what times you living in. You're living in some very serious times, man.
Add to that, it should be no reason why brothers should have to sit there and say, yo, there's no reason for any Israelite to be at these protests. You should already know that off the jump, man. Right. We have no ties to this world, man. But we say that because we know Jake is still simple among our people that we have to let that be known. But look, for those that's in the know, you see this shit, it's no reason for you to even process that. Maybe I need to go to these riots, support my them niggas that's getting grabbed up by ICE, man. Those are niggas that the Lord wanted to get judged like that, man. Fuck them guys, man, and women, whoever else that was, because they had the opportunity to repent and they have not. So whatever happened to them, that was the Lord's will, man.
That's right. That's right. Let's keep going. Verse 2, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 2. It says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Right. And the Lord has us on watch. All right. So to us, the scriptures say, the Lord's gonna come as a thief in the night, but we're not going to be taken by, surprise because we're steady watching. Like the scriptures say, we're hastening his coming, man. All right. So while the rest of the world is going to be taken by surprise, the elect are going to be waiting with open eyes and open arms, ready to be delivered, man.
That's right. That's right. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then suddenly destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they should not escape.
Right. And this is why at the end of the day, we're not fooled by any of the BS that's being pushed on Western news media, man. All right. We know there ain't going to be no peace talks between Russia and America. That Iran, as we see, is continually being, poked and prodded, which is why we saw that, that situation happened today, really yesterday coming into today, where, Iran had their nuclear base bombed, all right, and we just saw them straight back today, man.
Mm-hmm.
But we understand that it's not going to be war yet because it's still the prophecy of the mark of the beast that has to take place, man.
That's
But
right.
they're stoking the fire. So 1 minute we'll see this, the next minute Trump will get on TV and tell you, "Well, look, we're going to make the peace talk. We're trying to calm the tensions and all that shit." But that's all bullshit because the Lord is the one controlling these. As it says, Proverbs 21:1, man, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and he turneth the whithersoever he will, man. So he's
Mm-hmm.
the one chess moves, putting these people in positions of power, all right, to do what they're doing, man.
That's right. That's
Go
right.
ahead.
And it says, "But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief."
And that's the point. We're not in darkness because we understand the will of the Lord and we know why these things are happening. Like I said earlier, we see, all right, the fall of America taking place, and these different things that we're talking about are all proponents of that fall, man. All right, you see a society come to an end when you start seeing the shit that we always go into, the moral decadence, the focus on homoism and transformers. All right, the pretty much the people beginning to rebel against the government
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much the fucking rulers trying to put themselves in position of God, man. This happens time and time again. That's why Ecclesiastes 1:9 tells you that there's no new thing under the sun, man. We're not surprised by this shit, but we
Nope.
see these things we have to endure and go through before we get the kingdom, man.
That's right. It says, "Ye are." It says, "Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night or of the darkness.
Right. We're not
Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober."
right, and we are awake due to Yahweh Shem Shai tapping into our spirit. John 6:63, man, he quickened us. So now
Mm-hmm.
we have the ability to see through the dark and see exactly what this devil is doing, man. While the rest of the world is in gross darkness, and we're sitting back and telling this devil what he's gonna do, and we watch as he do it
Mm-hmm.
because the world revolves around the vibration of the prophets. Like I heard, the elder quote the other elder Amawan Gobar, and he was like, "Yo, we're literally the prophets are sitting back and watching the words that we prophesied manifest, man. So
God,
this, like I said, we have no business out here trying to protest and do all this. We've been wanting this, so we're watching everything starting to play out like this exactly how we said it was going to happen through the spirit, man.
that's right. God, I got
Because
one.
oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
no, brother, speak, brother.
Now I was just gonna add to what Priest was saying because as we have brought up that Isaiah 42:9, right? Going into that news, people use news as that it's a abbreviation for north, south, east, and west. So pretty much information coming from all four corners. But the prophets are the true newscasters, man.
That's
Right?
right.
We're the only ones who can take what we're seeing in the world and be able to relay it back to biblical prophecy, man. Right? And like Priest was going into, prophecy isn't going to disappoint. Right? Everything that we see, everything that we read, everything that we've been given the eye salve to see through the Spirit and power, how about Shemal Shai, is taking place, man. And we're just watching these things heat up, right, day by day.
God, hey, matter of fact, I got one for you. This is Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 6. This for you, Quanwa. "I have set a watchman upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day or night. Ye to make mention of the Lord, keep not silence."
Right. We've been given the task to warn the people, man. Right. The watchman is set up to see these things coming from afar off. Right. To tell you what's about to happen before it even gets close. Right. So you have time to prepare. The issue with people is they're not going to be ready until they start hearing the chatter of the horses coming to the wall already. Right. They're
Mhm.
not going to be ready until the battle is already started. They hear the swords and things, proverbially swung, right? But by then it's too late. By then the doors of the city are already under siege, man. Right, and
Yeah,
you've lost that hedge of protection that you once had, or you had the opportunity to receive.
right. Because like you said, Jake is squandering the opportunity to get himself together before the proverbial barbarian hits the gate, man. All right, and the Lord is giving Jake ample time, but this is why Esau is pumping all these distractions over and over and over again. And like I said, what we're about to talk about with these riots is a form of that, man.
Yeah.
Because this whole thing with the ICE, how they're going around, snatching up Northern Kingdom, they're snatching up, so-called, Hispanics. They're snatching up so-called Native Americans. They're about to start snatching up, Jake, and even just going into, these different people from overseas. You got, people over here from, like Africa, Nigeria, Ghana. They're afraid. They're walking around with their passports because they're not passports, their papers and passport, because they're scared that they might get stopped and grabbed up, man. Because they here in Charlotte, man, they've been doing numbers, man. Hey, so this showing you that, look, this is all to strum on your fucking emotions, man. So this is why when you see these things, you can't allow your emotions to get you, in a situation that's gonna fuck you up, man. Like the elder Michael Oliver did the lesson, don't get offended don't get offended in these times, man, because you're gonna see a lot of shit that's so-called fucked up, but it's the judgment of the Lord, though, man.
Yeah, the Lord is 100% behind it.
So I'll play this video real quick. All right, this is what we see going on.
11 protests in high tension downtown after a series of surprise ICE raids today. Police used tear gas and non-lethal rounds to try and disperse an outraged crowd. We saw video of police taking people into custody, but so far we don't know exactly how many. And you saw these images right here on NBC4 all afternoon and evening. Crowds gathered in protest, and the LAPD called in for backup. Now tonight, leaders across LA are condemning these raids. In all, nearly 4 dozen people were detained in downtown LA and Westlake, part of the Trump administration's promised immigration enforcement. NBC4's Macy Jenkins live on the ground downtown. She joins us with reaction to what has been a very emotional day for many. Macy?
Well, Kathy, the latest in today's saga, just before 9:30, after several hours of protesting, LAPD officers finally moved towards the crowd, trying to get them out of the street. Now, we saw a few people, 2 people to be exact. They had a slight interaction with 2 of the officers. They were physically pushed back. Eventually, the crowd dispersed, heeding the warnings to either go home or be arrested. LAPD declaring unlawful assembly outside the federal building in downtown Los Angeles Friday night. Protesters angry after a series of ICE raids earlier in the day.
In the USA, in our own backyard. And as a Chicana American citizen, it's an outrage and it's a disgrace.
One of the raids witnessed by our NBC crews at the Home Depot in Westlake, where immigration agents detained more than a dozen people. Many of them appeared to be day laborers looking for work in the parking lot. Over in the Fashion District, another raid. This one at Aviance Apparel Headquarters. U.S. Attorney Bill Asali explaining the federal agents were there serving a search warrant because they believed some workers had fake documents. That's where NBC4's Lolita Lopez spoke with a woman in the crowd.
Honestly, it was starting to get pretty aggressive, and people were pushing, they were pushing back. They're trying to open the gates right now, and I don't know, I guess it threw tear gas to open up the space.
And did it catch you?
Yeah, I caught a lot of there's kids, there's dogs, there's elderly people too.
Mayor Karen Bass calling the raids unacceptable. What's your message to Angelinos who see this happening in their city, in a state that we believe SB 54 had created a sanctuary state?
Right, exactly. My message to them is that we are going to fight for all Angelinos, regardless of when they got here, whether they have papers or not. We are a city of immigrants, and this impacts hundreds of thousands of Angelinos.
The protest on Alameda and Temple appeared to die down just before dusk, but suddenly ramped back up again.
Please, look at what's happening. We all got gassed, we got shot, we got sprayed. I had to get my eyes cleaned 3 times. We couldn't breathe. We had people out in medical tents.
LAPD armed with tactical gear on several sides of the crowd in an attempt to clear the street.
It's hard to talk about seeing people being just, cast away. It's just very painful. And it's devastating that this is happening, and it just feels very senseless. And I mean, it's our president that's doing this, and it's just, I can't believe that we've come to this time.
Now, Kathy, if you'll take a look at the
We can end up on that one.
It is what it is. It's judgment.
To the words out of my mouth, bro. It's judgment, man. It's the Lord beginning to make, doing the promises that He said, man. Okay.
Can I get this for you real quick, Priest?
Go ahead,
because this when Trump first got in office, people made mention of this, but we're seeing these things being taking place, where it's the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, right, that he put in action. Now, this is the AI overview from Google. It reads, the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 allows the president to detain or deport alien enemies during times of war or invasion. It is part of the Alien and Sedition Act, a set of laws enacted to address tensions with France. The Alien Enemies Act empowers the president to take action against citizens of a foreign nation deemed hostile, particularly if that nation is invading or threatening to the United States. Now, the point I wanted to get here was it was speaking on wartime powers. And it says the law grants the president broad authority to regulate and control the conduct of alien enemies during times of war, declared or undeclared. And we're watching that take place, right? As all this is happening, all these protests and things of that nature are happening. We see the World War III tensions brewing, right, out there in the Middle East, so-called, right? So now he's going to have the ability, because they already, like you mentioned, Tazma, they already have the troops on the ground, right? Yeah. So now they're going to be able to enact this, right, even more efficiently, Yeah. And that word aliens just goes into somebody who's stranger. A stranger, right? You don't think or believe the same way, right? They use it for Northern Kingdom right now, but they're going to use that for anybody who's not moving in the same way, right, that they want to push in the world, man.
Yeah, and that's why they did it, because at the same time, they did it strategically planned out, because you got to think the parade tomorrow, which is will be at 250 years for U.S. military, and we know through the spirit that every empire that's up to around 250 years, that is a sign from the Lord of a rapid decline from that empire, man. And we have various different empires of the same parallels, which is America, same as Rome. And what are we seeing tomorrow? The military parade. You got the boots on the ground. You got the protests. You got Iranian sleeper cells and China and Russia sleeper cells that snuck through. So some major event can take place, man. Which that's why he has the boots on the ground, just in case, because you just had that attack last night, but at the same time they already knew that was going to take place. They knew when you do reconnaissance, you knew months ahead. You can't just strike a nuclear facility without peeping it out for a long time. So they already knew that was going to take place. That's why they simultaneously already had the boots on the ground, just so they can justify ushering in martial law. Because if you have to usher in martial law and things like you said with that act, that means you have to be in the time of war. And I got a precept for you real quick.
I can add real quick, because one thing that is showing that Trump is doing this. He said that he's bringing in, like you said, the National Guard and all that over, because the governor over there, he was like, yo, the police got it. Trump was like, nah, we sending the troops over there and he was like, if you buck up, I can lock your ass up, talking about the mayor. So it's showing you he's already starting to flex that power, because they're trying to bring disorder and chaos so that they have a reason to enact martial law, man. Which is why you see, put this on the screen real quick, what you saying in the group text dealing with that protest that's going on, the last couple of days going into tomorrow, dealing with this No Kings protest. Talking about, you want to speak on it, you got it.
Even with this right here, it says the No Kings protest, and I'll just type, the Spirit had me type where it was going to be, and what do you see? It says the event is part of a nationwide movement called the No Kings that aims protests against authoritarianism, billionaire first politics, and it says the militarization of democracy it will include a rally and a march. But at the same time, why, if it's including the rally and the march, why when you watch certain videos, you're hearing about the troops when they're gonna have rounds, and they asked the general, they said, would a troop have rounds in their, like far as bullets? He said they won't be in their, they won't be in their guns. So what? But they'll be in their magazines though. You got to catch on to that. So that they not gonna have rounds in their guns, but they'll be in their magazines. That means they'll be on their hip just in case. And it said it will begin at a rally in the First World Park. It said War Park, located on basically just giving you the rundown of where these organizations is gonna be part in every different cities. Because when you look up the No Kings thing, what does that line up with? Second Esdras, the 15th chapter, man. The scripture say we're not regarded no kings or princes, showing that you're in a time of civil unrest, time of when they've been preparing for these J-Ham drills, which you're seeing taking place right now. Which is when you look into this, who sponsored the No Kings? Was it Jenny Walton? The guy that's over Walmart, his wife. They're sponsoring this No Kings thing, man. So at the same time, this is already orchestrated, showing you that we're in the time of war. We're in war times. That's why they need the people to ration out. They need people to go out there and set cars on fires, and they need agent provocateurs to store up a lot of things so they're justified of bringing and keeping the boots on the ground. Because it's
Right.
gonna, Lord willing, something may take place, and we're seeing it starting to get heat up. So don't be surprised if you see something take place, far as a pocket nuke in a city near you or anything like that. Because the way the Lord got it, man, everything is coming quickly, man. And like you said, with that act right there, showing you you're in war times, man. We're in a time of war. I got this
Yeah.
quick precept real quick.
Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a purpose to every purpose. Nah, Salaki. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. And what is the purpose under the heaven? The time of prophecies. Jumping down. And it says, verse 8, a time of love, a time of hate. And we're in the time of hate. We're not in the time of love, man. We're not in the time of that lovey-dovey spirit, man. Nah, the scriptures say the love of many shall wax cold. People in that cold spirit, man, because people can't afford their rent. They can't. People are losing their jobs out the ass. The people are upset about what's going on, as far as these immigrations. People are upset, as far as going on about a lot of these so-called policies they putting in, as far as when it comes to the education, as far as when it comes to the federal workers. So people are still upset. People see, that's the mindset of the people. People forgot about these goddamn federal workers, these IRS workers. All these people lost their jobs, man. The people still upset. They mad, bro. A lot of these people they had to make a choice to before September, or they weren't gonna have a job. So these people are still upset. So we're in a time of hate, man. Ain't no love out here, man. And it says a time of war.
Because I want to add to that, because you see, bro, it's been a real spirit of lamentation, because like you said, when Elon and Doge came into effect, like you said, a lot of people in these high government official jobs got let go. You know, people were protesting Tesla, you know, setting the Tesla cars on fire. You know, you had the whole thing dealing with, you know, like I said, this whole thing with the ICE. Soon as Trump got in office, man, they literally the day of, what's the dude name? Tom Hammond or whatever his name is, the guy overall, the deportation shit. They've been cracking to the point to where Issachar is scared to go outside. Nolan Kingdom is scared. They ain't had no Cinco de Mayo parties. They ain't they ain't going nowhere, bro, because they are afraid, man. And so the anger of seeing all these people is just being stored up. More and more of these Edomites are being pissed off because all the promises that Trump told them he was going to do when he got in the office, he has turned he did what they call a heel turn. He's going all the way with these damn technocrats, bringing in this. So it's all type of bullshit that's stirring the minds of these people. It's like the brother said, we're in a time of hate and war, man.
Yeah. Well, it said, hey, I'll finish it out. It says, dang, I about lost my place. It says a time of love and a time of hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And we're not in a time of love, or we're not in a time of peace. That love and the peace won't come to the destruction and everything is restored. We're in a time of war. We're in a time of hate. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing that hate being brutal. You're seeing Esau true hatred towards the tribes in your face, man. Live in 4K. Fucking goddamn, what was it? 6G, goddamn. You're in 6G. You seeing how he hates you tribes, man. And it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. He's gonna continue to show his true hatred towards you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And right now, the Northern Kingdom is your turn right now. And like the elder Malcolm says, Northern Kingdom gets it first, Judah gets it worse. That's why we keep telling you, goddamn Negroes, you want to laugh, make your little funny ass videos when it come to this. You ain't seen shit yet. You ain't seen shit. Cause when he locked this shit down, he's coming for your ass, Judah. You best believe it.
Even with that, because Esau is using that to stir division amongst some other tribes. Because you got, like you said, a lot of Jake, Southern Kingdom Jake, that's laughing and mocking that Northern Kingdom. But like you said, your time is coming too. Could get 1 Peter 4:17 real quick. Because when the Lord drops that hammer, he's coming for all the tribes, but it's just always Northern Kingdom that gets the judgment first. You know, that's been like that all throughout history, man.
Yep.
All right. When the Lord finally gets Judah, and that's like, brothers that had siblings, and you see the older sibling get his ass whooped, but the younger one be trying to laugh. So you want to laugh too, or you gonna get it too?
I got full experience of that. I know, trust me. And you get it worse too, goddamn. Yeah, because they already got their ass. Well, now they say, "Why don't you get yours?" But that's how the Lord is orchestrating this thing. Because Judah don't know that. Hey, when they shut these cities down, when they really bring in the curfews, what did Trump say? The people want black people want the police state in their neighborhoods. Roughly paraphrasing what he was saying. That's what he was saying. They want a police state in their neighborhood. And then then they had these dumbass niggas. They bring up some interviews with dumbass niggas, man. Yeah, man, I ain't mad, man. He need to bring a police force to the community, blah, blah. I'm like, niggas, you don't know what you asking for. You don't know what you asking for. And what did he say? He gonna hit Memphis and all these other cities, and then start grabbing up some of you little YN niggas, man. And a lot of you niggas gonna get grabbed up and put on that damn front line. Y'all don't even know that shit yet. That's what a lot of you niggas going.
Let's get that.
This 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?
Right, and we're seeing that taking place now. This is the beginning stages. This is Jeremiah 30:7 beginning to affect Jake, man. Because Northern Kingdom, all right, if you notice, all this talk of immigration, we got to crack down on immigration. It's more than just the Northern Kingdom that's migrated over here. What about the Africans? What about the Chinese? What about the Ukrainians? Now we got these South Africans coming in. Why is the focus only on the Northern Kingdom? Because Esau is getting at you, Jakes, because ultimately it's Yahweh Shem Yahushua sticking that sword. Psalm 17:13. Esau is the sword of the Most High, man. And so he's aiming his anger at you, Jakes, and he's using Esau to do it, man.
Yep.
Okay.
You have more?
So 1 Peter chapter 4 and 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
Right, because at the end of the day, man, this judgment is going to affect all of us. All right, it might be some brothers or sisters that get grabbed up, but at the end of the day, the Lord's going to save his, man. Okay, because we understand the prophecy talks about some of us might have to go in front of the elites, man. We might have to, have our heads cut off. We might have to, catch whatever the story has, happened. Brothers might have to lose their life, but whatever that may be, the Lord is going to deliver his elect, though, so that we have really nothing to truly worry about. We shouldn't fear these things because the Lord told us that they're happening. They're going to happen. And so this is why when we see this, like the shit that we're going into with these riots, look, don't be fooled by that shit. Don't allow your emotions to have you, do some stupid shit out here, man. All right, scripture talk about, be circumspect, man. Be sober. Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man. Because Esau is making his move. All right.
I got one for you real quick.
You got it.
So Romans 13 and 3, it reads, "For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
That's right.
Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he
Mm-hmm.
is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain.
Hey,
For he is the minister." You got it. You got it.
nah, hey, and brothers know who was it speaking on? That's
Mhm.
Edomite. That's Esau. He beareth not the sword in vain. Why? Because that's his blessing, man. He takes pride in the sword, man. That's his blessing. Going back to what is it, Revelation 6 and 4? That's what the Lord blessed him with, man. The power of
Uh,
deception, the power of the sword, man.
yeah,
All these,
Genesis 27.
yeah, Genesis 27. But when you read it, what is the second Revelation 6 and 4? That power, that
Yeah.
red
Yeah.
horse, that's Esau. That's his sword, man. And he used that sword with the media, with his deceptions, with these politics, with these damn juices, with
Yep.
anything, the weather, the food, you name it. He bears not the sword in vain. He takes pride in the way he weaponizes things, man. Because everything you see when it comes to Esau, he makes it a weapon, man, and he uses it against you tribes, man. Just like with these things he's signing in the law with Trump, he's using that as a weapon to. He's using these ICE agents as a weapon to go against you tribes, man.
Yep.
That's what you see. He's waging. Esau is waging war with the tribes right in your damn face, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you mentioned the media. Hey, the media is the perfect tool to stir up, Jake to do, or the people in general, but mainly Jake to do what they want.
Yep.
Because, like you said, this whole thing just ironically happened to happen on this weekend where you see, like you said, the military parade for Trump. You
Mm-hmm.
know, coincidentally, Israel bombs Iran. Now you got protests for the Iranians. How they're talking about, I ain't gonna say it. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we ain't
so
gonna say that.
yeah.
We know
so
not
with
to say that.
that,
We know.
so, so with that being said, it's just coincidentally all these things are being put because Esau is going to tie all this together. This is why we said earlier, we're not we're not ignorant to Satan's devices, man. Because here it is, you fucking Jakes want to protest. Well, you're gonna get lumped into the same category as these damn, these Palestinians and whoever else that's going, cry out for all the bullshit against these damn small hats, man. Hey, Esau ain't stupid, and we
Hey,
ain't stupid because we see, man.
I got one for you, priest. This one, even one for one of y'all before you bring that out. This is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shema Shai, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Man,
that,
yeah,
that media is part of the wiles of the devil. That's one of his main tools. That's one of his
Exactly.
yeah,
main tools
yeah,
to deceive the masses, man. To push out deception. He's using the media. He's been using the media going back to World War I, World War II with the
yep.
damn newspaper, man.
Operation Paperclip.
Operation
Yep.
Paperclip. He's been doing this for a long
Oh,
time, man.
and Operation Mockingbird too.
Yep, yep. And we
That's
seen
why
that.
Hollywood.
Look,
That's why
we
Hollywood is where it's at, man. Because
yeah,
Hollywood was the CIA's invention to pretty much, plant ideas and put shit, and to program you pretty much, man. The
yeah,
TV shows and movies. That's what Hollywood is for. Is a program agent, which the TV in general was a tool for Satan to program you. That's why it's a T. It went from one TV being in the house to a TV in every goddamn room now, man. Because Esau
yeah.
wants to program you, man.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why you have programs, you have settings.
Yep.
That's why that's all you have channels,
Yep.
channeling spirits on you, how you gonna react and things
Man.
like that, drama series and things like that. That's all based off emotion, which is all based off demons, man. Which is fucking
Mm-hmm.
enchantments, man. Using that TV, like you said. And it said,
Mhm.
and real quick, I'm gonna finish out. It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world." It says this world against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. Your so-called Illuminati, your so-called skull and bones, all these people that worships the spiritual demon Satan, they use the media at its full height to push out witchcraft, man. and play on the minds of the masses to get their agendas across. That's why it's called predictive programming, revelation of the method. They use these movies like Leave the World Behind, Civil War, all these movies you see, I Am Legend, Book of Eli. They're gradually predicting a nuclear attack. Yeah, they're gradually predicting some major event. So when you see it, you're desensitized to it taking place. Because while you already seeing in movies, you're seeing in so many movies, Contagion and 28 Hours, all these movies where you're low key, you desensitized to it, man. So you don't pay it attention when you see it taking place on the media. You're like, man, I ain't really. That's what Jay do, man. I don't even really watch the news like that. They want the people like that because the way they use witchcraft, they have to tell you they're gonna do it before they do it. That's how Esau witchcraft work. They gotta tell you they're gonna do it. And how do they do it? They use the movies, they use the rap videos, the songs, these entertainers, the celebrities to tell you something. So they can't say they didn't tell you, man. Because that's Esau trying to play like he's the most high, man.
Yeah, that's what you call subversion.
Yep.
Grabbing that definition for that real quick, just for edification's sake.
I'll finish it out real quick, bro.
Go ahead.
It says, this is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 13. It says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Bashem Shai, that ye may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all to stand. And we're in, evil goes back to bad times. We're in bad times, man. The evil day is not slowly approaching, it's here. We can clearly see, because we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, that something major is brewing up. Some major event is right around the corner, man. Something bad is coming to the shores of America. And brothers been saying this for a long time. We can feel it in our spirit that something big is coming, that this devil has something up under his sleeve that he's really about to really bring out. And at the end of the day, it's not gonna the world that you know right now is not gonna be the world that you've ever seen before, man. As you read in what is that, Daniel the 12th chapter? When it comes, I grabbed that. Are you still looking for that definition?
I got it right here. This was that. I'm not gonna get the definition. I'm gonna get this quote from this KGB agent. His name was Yuri Bezmenov, and he pretty much was saying a person who is demoralized is unable to access true information, because pretty much the somebody that's been subverted. It said that their senses have been overthrown, because like you was mentioning, through the witchcraft of Hollywood and the different things that he's been doing. All right, he's putting what he's doing in the face of everybody, but they've been so desensitized and demoralized that it can't hit them. This is like what you just said. They show you exactly what's happening right now. Leave the World Behind, Don't Look Up, the Purge series, and different shows like this. We're living these moments out right now. All right, Mad Max and these different things. We're in the beginning stages of all these different things, and the people, the majority of the people is just like, But then you get on TikTok, and there's these people just not realizing that. But look, we have been saying these things, starting with our apostles and elders, man. But it says a person who is demoralized is unable to access true information. The facts tell him nothing, even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents and pictures, he will refuse to believe it. And that's exactly what we do as the prophets, is reveal everything, pull out the evidence, go to the scriptures, link it with history, go into what this devil's about to do. All right. And like for example, with the whole 2019, 2020, pandemonic, that happened. We were talking about that shit years before that even happened. And when it finally hit, we was like, we told you, and everybody was like, no, you didn't. When you can pull up the videos where the apostle was talking about how Esau was planting some big false flag to where they can begin to bring in the measure that we see them taking place now, man. So this is how we know at the end of the day, them enchantments have worn off the elect. So I want to get this real quick before you get that. This is Numbers 23 and 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh shall wrought? Because, like I said, now that the Lord has, tapped into our spirit and woke us up, Esau can't pour them same enchantments over Israel. Now, the 2/3, they're in Esau's spell, man, but the Lord has woken us out of it. This is why we can watch these movies and these shows and these different things. And when we see those things being put in our face, we're able to call it out. All right, we use it for video topics. All right, we send it amongst each other and seeing, look, this is the Lord doing exactly what He said He's doing, man. So this is how we know we're literally living out the prophecies as we speak on every single day, man. Okay.
Yep. God.
You got it.
God. Real quick, this it's a quickie. It's Mark chapter 8, verse 18. It says, and it's speaking on Jake that just can't perceive it at the end of the day. It says, having eyes and see not, and having ears and hear not. Just because, hey, we be it's like, damn, how you can't see that shit? That's how we be seeing it through the spirit, like, damn, this nigga's a one-trick pony. Like, y'all can't see this is the same scenario that took place in 2020. Everything is literally lining up the same way. Yes, it's a little different as far as the wars and the parade and things. As far as the vid and the strains and the protests, don't that kind of look similar playbook? The same niggas that even got the same nigga in office. Like, it's the same playbook. But the hope for elect with the spiritual islands that have the eyesal, we see it. We see it far off. We knew it was coming, man. We told the Edomites how he was gonna do them. I mean, look, he done them just like we said. He's gonna turn on y'all ass too. But with the end of the day, we know this is Bible prophecy, man. Because all the things that was written before time was written for our learning, man. We see through the spiritual outlines and we can read through the scriptures that various current events and things will be taking place in the time of the Lord return, and we're seeing that taking place right now. And it says, having eyes and ye see not, having ears and ye hear not. It says, and do you not remember? And it says, do you not remember? But at the end of the day, the Most High is only supping with the 144,000. He's not supping with all Israel. He's not supping with all the world, man. That's why they can't perceive these various things that's taking place, man. The Lord haven't gave them the eyesight. The Lord basically didn't quicken them and awaken them through the Holy Spirit to perceive and understand here in the latter days. That's why the scriptures say, for the kingdom of heaven was only given to you, and to them it was not given. The kingdom of heaven starts with what? The wisdom of knowledge and the understanding. The wisdom, knowledge, understanding is to understand the prophecies as well, because that's part of the book. And to understand the prophecies, the Lord has to sup with you. The Lord has to be supping with you. He has to awaken you and quicken your spirit to understand the times we're living in. And Jake is not spiritual. Jake is carnal. Jake is in the same spirit as a goddamn. Jake is black Edomites, like we've been saying for years, man. The Negro Latino American are nothing but black Edomites, man, because they don't understand what's going on.
To be honest, well, before I say that, I want to say what you was gonna say real quick, because you said the 144,000 really is the elect all the way. You know, the believers too, the 1/3, because the 144 just represent the prophets, but it's the elect in general of the true believers that can see. But the point I was wanting to make was that, you know, Jake, you said is in the spirit of a black Edomite, but really they're even worse than them, because Edomites can see this shit. The Edomites are the ones that's calling out the damn government and all this shit. Jake is retarded. That's why the scripture talk about the children of the night are wiser than children of the day. You know, the Edomites are the main ones that got them are saying shit, man. While Jake is over here worried about fucking Remy Ma and goddamn Clarissa Shields, you know, and all this other stupid shit. Tory Lanez, is he innocent? This shit is a distraction from what's really going on, because, like I said, you see ICE beginning to get Jake. Like I said, you see this, you know, the situation dealing with Iran and Israel. You know, Esau is making his move as we speak. So you can't allow yourself to be fooled by the distractions, man. All right. Exactly. You got something real quick before I play this?
I got you real quick. It's 2 Thessalonians 2:10 in the NLT. It reads, "He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction, because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them." You know, so just laying back off that point, right? Everything you see out here in the media, like y'all were making mention of, is used to pull your eyes away, right, or to try to shift your mind, right, away from the prophecies taking place, man. And Jake is extremely susceptible to that, because they've been designed, you know, to be more receiving of these things, man. You know, Esau, right? They see that they're not getting their slice of the pie, you know, so now they're looking for a way out. But Jake is left in this stupor, right? They're left sleeping, wandering around in the darkness, right? So they're falling victim to every tool that's in Esau's bag of tricks, man. You know.
Kind. Now, I want you to bring that back in a minute as we play this because that's a good point of what you said. He's going to use every tool in his arsenal to deceive the people. Now, as we're going into these protests, we got to remember another big talking point that has a lot of people, up in arms and afraid is this AI. But we're gonna get into that in a minute. But I wanted to play this real quick because, like I said, it's just coincidental that all this shit going on with ICE is this protest of this weekend, and you got this shit happening to where they about to protest the whole bombing of Iran.
Israel's air campaign across Iran is targeting nuclear and missile sites. This is not over. It comes after the United Nations nuclear watchdog just yesterday declared Iran in breach of its non-proliferation obligations. The UN had not made such a declaration in 20 years. It follows months of warnings from that watchdog that Iran was actively accelerating its nukes program. Iran has drastically reduced its timeline to make the fuel needed to produce nuclear weapons. Even after those Israeli strikes, President Trump is still pushing for a deal with Iran. So you heard Secretary of State Pompeo tell me a few minutes ago here on The Focus that it's worth continuing to talk with them, along with the fact that action has been taken, that if you get close to those nukes, or the possibility, you can be taken out immediately. This morning, here's what was posted. Iran must make a deal before there is nothing left. It's a reminder of what the president said 1 month ago today.
Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. But with that said, Iran can have a much brighter future. Will never allow America and its allies to be threatened with terrorism or nuclear attack. The choice is theirs to make. We really want them to be a successful country. We want them to be a wonderful, safe, great country. But they cannot have a nuclear weapon. This is an offer that will not last forever.
The Wall Street Journal editorial board with this on Iran, quote, "These aren't the actions of a state ready to pursue civil energy and give up on domestic enrichment. The Trump administration's red line. They are the actions of a death to America regime." End of quote. Joni Ernst, member of the Senate Homeland Security Committee, great to see you this morning with your expertise in tow. Where are we really facing Iran with a nuclear program? How close are they? What do we know?
They're very close to a completion of their nuclear program, and this is why Israel felt the need to act. And we stand shoulder to shoulder with Israel. And believe me, President Trump wants peace in the Middle East. He has declared that over and over again. He gave Iran every opportunity to come to the table and negotiate for peaceful settlement. This did not happen. And where are they now? They are still not coming to the table. So Israel will continue with this airstrike. They will continue dismantling Iran's nuclear program. But we also know that they have worked on developing ballistic missiles. Ballistic missiles not just to reach Israel and the surrounding Arab partners, but also ballistic missiles to reach the United States of America.
So like, I thought this was the video dealing with protests here, but it's all the same thing, because Tazama, bring that point out you was talking about in the chat earlier, dealing with the flag.
Yeah, because that's one thing a lot of people is not paying attention to when it comes to these flags and these protests. You got to look at Issachar's flag and you got to look at the Iranian flag, man. If you could, can you pull that up on the thing? Can you pull up a Mexican flag and then pull up an Iranian flag? If you're really not paying attention, they're very similar to each other, man. And it's no coincidence Esau Edom is grabbing up the tribe of Issachar, and you got paid protesters out there with the Issachar flag. Now what you think is going to happen when you see a lot of Iranians, man? They're going to have the Iranian flag. And you best believe with the deception, they're going to try to tie that in together, man, and use that as some type of basic. Look at that. Looks the same. Don't look too far different, does it? Don't look too far different.
The colors.
The colors, man. That's the colors. And you best believe Esau Edom with that sly tongue, he's going to use that as a deception, especially when it comes to Iranian flag. He's going to probably say that's basically a threat, because basically we're in a time of war. He's going to use that as a threat far as these people protesting for the Iranians, and they're going to try to justify locking them up. So you best believe he's going to try to use that for his dictatorship and that draconian laws, man, to
Yeah,
bring in more measures to locking people up and putting them in these concentration camps.
yeah, because here it is. You got on one hand people protesting for the Mexicans, quote unquote. All right, going against ICE, and then on the other side you got the Iranians quoting death to the small hats and all these different stuff. They're going to be in the same area, so it's going to be nothing for Esau just to lump everybody together and him pretty much have it happen. Or one thing I wanted to make mention of dealing with this AI, they could manufacture some shit with the AI, and you won't even know the difference of what's fake and what's real. Because one thing dealing with these protests, real quick, I wanted to show this because, like we said earlier, these protests are organized on purpose. They're having these people get paid for this shit. So I want to play this.
$12,500 a week to protest in LA. I'm talking about the Craigslist ad that was exposed in Los Angeles County looking for extremely brave men and willing to pay them $6,500 up to $12,500 per week. But my question is, who's paying them? Sherla. Look it up. Not only did they receive over $34 million in government grants during the Biden administration, but that specific organization, Sherla, from Los Angeles County, is willing to pay individuals to do all the mess that they've been doing, not just in Los Angeles. Now it's happening in San Francisco. And the reason they're mad is because of March of this year, the United States or the Department of Homeland Security cut ties, cut relationships and funding to that organization because they were known to putting these protests together, to funding these protests. And I could imagine how many Democrats or how many politicians are potentially on this corrupt organization, this corrupt program's payroll. But what are your thoughts about Sherla? Have you heard about it? Have you dug a little bit more? Because if you haven't, you should. Let me know in the comment section and consider hitting that follow button for your daily updates.
So, like we were saying, you got these paid protests or these agent provocateurs that's just coincidentally going to be there in areas to where they already got the bricks and the stones waiting for people to pick them up and use them. All right. And then on the other hand, dealing with the AI, you got that what's the company called? Was it start with the P or the
Palantir?
Palantir, right? And with them, they're all about the facial recognition, dealing with the AI. They're tracking, so they're going to be knowing who's all at these protests. All right, that's why he's saying Trump made that statement of not wearing your mask. Go out there and peacefully protest, but show your face so that we know who you are, man. So that Palantir can get your face, because this is the same shit they were doing during the BLM riots, which they said same thing. They were paying people to go out there and protest during BLM because it was sponsored by by Soros. But this just shows you Esau's playbook, man. All right, this nigga, like Taza Mark said earlier, he's doing the same shit back then, same president, same playbook, man. All right, we're seeing this shit play right back out, and you people are going to get stirred up in your emotions because you're seeing these Northern Kingdom tribes being rounded up. You're going to try to go out there and make your voice be heard, show your support, and Esau's just marking you off, So all this shit is playing into one thing, man. So it's showing you that Esau is about to make his move soon, man.
Yep. I got one real quick. This Isaiah chapter 25, verse 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. You seeing that? Everybody's seeing who's behind this shit. Everybody's seeing who's behind it, who's sponsoring it, and what's in the agenda, man. People are calling it out. This is why they want to have a grip on TikTok and these social media, and they want to basically regulate it because people are figuring out that their own government is behind all these different agendas, man. Their own government is sponsoring all these different agendas, and they want people to participate, so they're justified for basically taking away your rights and bringing in a police state, man. This is what they want. They want the same government. They want the same style China got.
Exactly. Hey, if I can make a point too, off that video, she was making mention of how pretty much America is in lockstep with whatever Israel is doing over there, man. Right? So, like you were talking about the AI and the colors of the flags and them being able to put people into like they might be out here protesting for Issachar, but they'll pose it as a protest for Iran, right?
Right.
They can
And
do that.
exactly. And you
They've
go
done it
into
before.
exactly, but what's it called? The APEC, right? And you
Yeah.
go into that history, it pretty much tells you that regardless of what the consequences are, America is always going to stand behind that Israeli regime out there, man.
Yeah.
So all this is just adding fuel to that fire, man.
Yeah. It's a facade, man. Everybody see what's going on, man. People see what's really what's about to take place, man.
Yeah, I got a quick one. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Babylon and his purposes, that he have purpose against the land of the Chaldees. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Because like Quantum just said, man, America is going to get drawn into this World War III due to the actions of the small hats, man.
Yep.
So as we know, Israel wants America to join in the battle with Iran, but as you've been hearing Trump with the fake peace talks, them trying to figure out a way to keep things peaceful. This is why you heard them talking about coming to a deal dealing with their nuclear missile program, which was going to handicap them. This is why Israel just said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna go ahead and just bomb that shit." And as we saw, I think during Trump's last campaign, when Israel bombed Iran, I think they killed their top military generals.
And shit like that.
You
And they
know,
promised they gonna retaliate. They promised they was gonna kill your boy, DJ.
mm-hmm.
So don't he pose with the Simpsons and predictive program? Don't he supposed to be taken out?
I mean, we'll see.
So we're not ignorant saying the virus. Who knows? That could lead to these fucking hillbilly ass redneck Edomites losing their shit too.
Right, but all that being said, the playbook is pretty much up in the air because, like Cornwall was making the mention of, man, hey, they can warp the media in whatever way they want to fit the narrative of what they want to say, which is always going to bring sympathy for them fucking small hats, man.
Yep.
They're always going to frame the thing to where they're the victim. Everybody should feel bad about them, which is why the whole thing is like, people are tired of these fucking devils, man. Which is why the AI is about to be the next tool that they're going to use to bring in, because the shit is getting so real now where you can't really tell what's fake or not no more, man.
No, you really can't. You got the Holy Spirit. Hey, you really gotta be. You gotta. That shit is wild, bro.
You gotta have that discernment, man.
Yeah,
that's really what it's coming down to. You have to have the Holy Spirit of discernment. That's Satan. Hold on, real quick. Oh, what the fuck just happened?
Hey, but like you said, that discernment more than ever, right? You got to double, triple check, right? All your sources, right? When this information starts coming out here, man, right? Because there's no telling where it's coming from or who it's coming from,
Shit started bugging out. But no, hey, matter of fact, before I play this, I want to make that point even more clear what you just said, bro, because in these times you absolutely have to fact check. You can't just post shit just because the shit sound like it'd be a good topic or it sound. You got to look into this stuff, man, and you got a lot of guys in Israel that's not fact checking shit. They'll be quick to post some shit and it'd be wrong. It's a lot of that going on, especially on Instagram, man. Instagram, TikTok, brothers be so hungry for views and clicks and shit that they'll post shit and not even realize that this shit is AI, it's fake news, it's bullshit, man. And get being circumspect, man. You know,
you really got to be circumspect, really, and through the Holy Spirit, you can you can tell something, you can tell with some bullshit. Really,
you can, and some of them you can't. You
can't. That's why, like you said, you really got to look into it,
research it, man.
Yep.
If you can't find at least 2 to 3 articles to substantiate the shit that you posting, don't do no video on that shit and don't post it. Because what you come to realize is that when you are continually posting false news and fake shit, it makes your credibility come into question, man. And now you're not a reliable source for when it comes to information, man. We're supposed to be the spiritual forecast for Israel, man. You as a watchman, you have to do a diligent search, man.
Yeah, you becoming you're starting to get an eye of a false leader.
Exactly.
God. This Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time.
Walking circumspectly, because this devil is coming with great wickedness. As we can hold that 2 Thessalonians if we haven't already got that, because the circumspection is you being totally aware of everything going on, to where you shouldn't be fooled by nothing. Hey, I was talking to my brother Kaya up in Canada, and hey, he was making a point like, hey, we might have to start doing like little tests with each other, sending brothers videos that, do you think this is AI or this is real? So that brothers starting to get that training now, man, because this shit is getting wicked out here, man.
Yeah.
Okay. It says Ephesians 5:16, redeeming the times because the days are evil.
Redeeming the times. We know that this man is about to come with straight up witchcraft from Satan, man. So you got to know how to be able to discern, man. Real quick, just to add to that point, this is 2 Peter chapter 1 and 10. It says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, you shall never fall. All right. Part of you giving diligence to make your calling and election sure is you doing the studies, you researching to make sure what you're bringing out is true. Okay. Because like the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he said that his words are faithful and true. So our testimony is supposed to be the same thing, man. All right. And Malachi, the 2nd chapter, talks about how out of the priest's lips shall speak knowledge. All right. And we have to bring forth truth for the edification of the flock, man. We can't be, bringing forth shoddy shit to where now the flock is confused because they don't know what you're bringing is true or not. You got to know for a fact. If you bringing it out, this shit is real, man.
I got one for you. This 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15. Sanctify the Lord power in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of hope that is in you with meekness and fear. And it says be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks. That means you can't be leading brothers, like you said, with false news, man. Because the brother might ask you, where is that at, man? Where's the articles on this? Where did you find us at? And you, like you said, you want to make sure you're a reliable source, man. You don't want to make sure you're out here leading the sheep astray, out here giving up false, fake news, man.
Yeah, you can't. Nah, you gotta know.
Right.
Hey, you gotta
just
know.
Look, man, just believe me. Just believe me. The Lord is supping with me.
Tobit 4th chapter talks about being circumspect in all things, man.
Yeah. Hey, like priests always say, what is that? Be not ignorant any matter, small or great.
Exactly.
What is that? Sirach 15?
5 and 15.
So 5 and 15 kind, yeah. You can't be ignorant any matter, man. You got to look into it, man. It may be a small matter or maybe a great matter, but if you're going to do a lesson on it, yeah, you might want to look into it before you put it out there, because at the end of the day, when it goes out on the internet, anybody can see it. You don't want to get a false report. You don't want to get back to the elders.
Or you don't want to give Esau fuel.
Yeah.
Right.
Here it is. Vocab Malone be thirsty to go ahead and catch somebody slipping, man. And you posted some bullshit, and now he has the means to call you a false prophet now, man.
Yep.
We'll go ahead and play this. So the brother endured these last days for, I believe his name was Labanah, I want to say.
But, shalom to that brother.
Shalom. It says millions will be fooled, but the righteous are the target. All right.
You woke up black. Blame everyone but myself for my failures.
Wait. That was AI, bro. It's getting realer and realer every day. People in the comments don't even know. Some of them do. A lot of them don't know. They're like, wow. AI is going to be used to control a lot of people's minds, man. Because when they start to look even more real, it's going to get bad, bro. But then again, AI is going to make a lot of people a lot of money if they can use it the right way. It's already making people a lot of money. But right now, bro, let's look at the negatives, bro. It's over. This is over, dog. There's about to be a lot of rage baiting, everything. Like I said the other day, they're going to start doing fake body cam footage, everything. But they're already using AI for pornography. And they could put like another woman's face onto a, bro, it's insane, bro. This is what people are doing in 2025, dog.
You got the biggest back of all the.
You know, and this is true because I've seen videos to where I think well, Corn, you're not in our little chat, but we had these news articles on TikTok that was being shared, and it was, you know, sob stories of shit that Esau did to Jake, or nigga woman did to Jake, man, or some shit. And the shit looks real. It's news report, everything looked real. Then when brothers tried to look it up, it was fake. You know, because we was gonna do lessons on stuff like that, but when we couldn't find the source, we was like, yeah, we can't bring this out, man. But this is where we at with this shit, man. You know, hey, Esau has gotten so nice with this AI to where you have to question everything, man. Don't take nothing off of value, man.
Hey, you got to be in the spirit of being circumspect, man. You got to have the spirit of discernment on you, man. For real. That's the time we're coming into. So if you're going to do a lesson on any article, anything off TikTok or social media platforms, make sure you do a diligent search, man. And then sometimes it's easy. You can go in the comment, like the brother said, go in the comment boards and check. And somebody with the spirit on be like, that's AI. And you just know, like, yeah. And then after you start looking at it, you're like, yeah, that is AI. That shit ain't real. Because, hey, low key, this is spirit. I was literally watching some videos on snakes and stuff last night and with animals with my sons last night in the living room. And they was telling me, look, nah, that's AI. And I was looking like, damn, he right. That is AI. They was telling me last night, and they're younger than just the spirit on them. They was like, that's AI. That's not real, Dad. And then I checked the comments. That's AI. You like, yeah, you can tell, but it looks real. It looks real, man. But that's the times we're coming into, man. Esau's gonna start. He's gonna tap into that deception to actually fool the minds of the people, man. But as the scriptures say, the 144,000 will not lean upon this devil anymore, man. The remnant will return.
God, yeah, the elect is gonna see through all the bullshit, man. You know, we can get that 2 Thessalonians 2, start around like 7 and go to 9. But Corn, you already had a precept?
No, I was getting that for you.
Okay.
It's 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 7. It reads, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way."
Right, and the mystery of iniquity has already been revealed, man. Esau, Edom is the devil, the so-called white man. He is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He is the wicked, and more, the people are beginning to realize this, man. All right, the Lord is allowing him to do what he's doing for the sake of prophecy, man. Because, like it says, what's that? Proverbs. I want to say it's the 16th chapter about how the wicked was created for the day of evil.
Yeah, Proverbs 16. Yep.
You know, you got it.
Yeah. Verse 8. "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming."
Right, and that wicked has been revealed, and the Lord is consuming him with the spirit of his mouth, which is the prophets. But soon, all right, once Yahushua returns with the great host of heavens, man, he's going to literally consume the wicked with the spirit of his mouth when he sends these nukes and them laser beams upon this place, man. But right now, he's consuming him, the prophets, us doing these videos exposing this man and for everything that he's doing, man. All right, Esau, this is why he's talking about constantly cutting the internet off, because the internet has been his biggest downfall, man. You know, apps like TikTok, Instagram, and X, all these things have been used as an avenue of truth to expose them. Because not only is the prophets doing it, all right, you have that the two witnesses, but you have the third witness too, which is him, his AI, and these truthers, all speaking on this man and what he's doing.
Yeah, hey, Psalm 64:8, the own tongue shall fall upon himself, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we get a lot of our information from his own people.
Come on now.
Because a lot of them was part of the club. And a lot of them, they wouldn't get, like you said, they didn't get the bag like the other ones. So they be exposing a lot of shit, a lot of underhand shit, a lot of things, and as far as what's to come and agendas and things like that. And guess what? Them devils be right on point too. But it lines up with Bible prophecy, man.
That's right.
God. 2 Thessalonians 2:9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
And this is what we're witnessing. The power of Satan is being flexed for the whole world to see, and it's mainly being done through the AI, man.
Yep.
This AI is nothing more than left-hand spirit that Esau was using, which he will soon lose control, like Elon Musk said, man. You know, he said we're unleashing the demon. All right, and this is why it's been all these talks about how to control and regulate AI. Well, we're at a point to where AI is about to go past the level of AGI to where it's going to be sentient, if it's not already, man. All right,
Yeah.
you see videos of it pretty much begin to speak its own language. You know, it's already smarter than humans, man.
Yep.
And it's only going to get smarter as we continue to draw close to that day. So we're literally witnessing the beginning of Terminator, man. Skynet.
Yep.
You know?
Literally. And they're going to use it, and they're going to, literally, man, because then once they tap into that, they're going to start tapping into these machines and everything you see around you.
Yep.
Yep. So you're going to really be in a surveillance state, man. That's the times we're coming into, man. And that's part of the lying wonders and witchcraft, man. That's why he wants to usher in what? The MOTB and this beast system, man. Because he wants full surveillance under this technocrats and this AI, man. Surveillance, man.
That's right.
Okay. Verse 10. 2 Thessalonians 2:10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
That's the majority of the people that's going to get taken by this because they don't have the spirit of discernment on them, man. All right, the Holy Spirit is what's going to allow us to see through what's fake and what's not, man. All right, because at the end of the day, all that matters is the prophecies. So we understand that whatever he shows, whether it's real or not, man, we're looking at the bigger picture, which is prophecy, to let us know what time it is for real, man. All right, all the other shit in between, that's on y'all to figure out, man. But we know what's real and what's not, man. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. At the end of the day, we got the asal.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, and it's the spirit. You said that asal because, hey, the asal gives us the ability to see through the dark. Like when you look at an owl, the way the owl and these other nocturnal animals can see in the nighttime because they have a special eye salve that's in their eye that lets them see through the dark, man.
Yeah, that
we
oil.
have that. Yeah, that oil. We have that through the spirit, man.
Yeah, we got that oil. That's why what are we doing? We're trimming our lamps.
Yep.
And as we trim our lamps, it started to get brighter and brighter, and we starting to see through this darkness in this wicked ass world, man, through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shemal Shah. That's why the Lord said in this condemnation, this light is coming to the world, but men love darkness rather than light. And that light is the spirit of Yahweh Shah, man. And we have that light, man. This is why we can see all what's going on, because the Lord is supping with us, man.
Man.
It's heavy.
All right. Yeah. You got something else, bro?
I was just going to read this the last verse.
It's
2 Thessalonians 2:11. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie.
Whew.
Yeah.
Hey, you people gonna get fooled, man.
Yeah.
Hey, this AI is already taking people by surprise, man. All right. So, hey, pray that Yahweh Shem Yahushua keep the spirit on you to be able to see through the bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Don't get taken by the shit out here, man. Don't let your emotions get you. Don't get caught up in fucking just seeing with your natural eyes, man. All right. Talk about walk in the spirit, man.
Yeah. Be not like the natural man.
Exactly.
Be in the spirit, because the natural man is carnal. That's why the natural man, they can't perceive the things that we can perceive through the Holy Spirit, because they're looking at it a natural eye. They're looking at it in a carnality. They're not looking spiritual. They're not actually discerning it. They just looking at it as like when it comes to the Bible, we look at the Bible as a spiritual book. They look at the Bible as a novel. That's the mindset will separate us from this world, man. We see past this world. They just see the world. What they see what's in front of them. We see what's past them, man. That's being what a seer. As what is it? First Samuel 9:9. We're seers, man. We see past this shit. We know this place is done. It's written. It's already done. We already know it's done. We're just living through it. We're just here for the moment. We're just here for the moment, man. We're just here to do a job. we're like our big brother Yahweh Shah. We're just here to do our job, man. That's it, man. We know this shit over with. We're just here to do a job, bro. Right. These people don't see that. They think this place is about to continue on. Nah, this place is done. It's over with.
That's it.
We can end with Revelation 3:11.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3, and verse 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
Right. And what is you supposed to hold fast, man? This prophecy, man, the doctrine.
It's word.
Right? It's truth, man. All right. Don't allow, Satan to take your crown. Because look, the biggest enemy we have in this truth is ourselves, man. All right. So every day is a battle to stay in the spirit. But if you're continuing to sup with the Lord, man, the Lord's gonna give you the necessary raiment every day to overcome that. All right. So hey, we gotta just continue to endure until the end, and Lord willing, we overcome, man. All right.
That's right.
Continue to hold it, hold fast, man. Hey, fast, pray. All right. Hey, stay locked into the prophecy. Stay tuned into the videos. Brothers are constantly dropping, news and prophecy updates, breakdowns and whatnot. Man, hey, let's just stay in the spirit. That's the best thing you can do to make sure that you have your crown secure, man, is to stay in the spirit and do what the Lord commands you to do, man.
That's right, man. Yeah, occupy yourself in the meditation thereof, man.
That's it.
Occupy yourself in this ministry. Stay locked in. Stay focused, man. Because at the end of the day, like it says in Luke 21:36, watch therefore and pray always, so you can be found worthy to stand before the Son of Man. That's the mission. That's the mission. It's simple. Just stay on your watch, pray always, so we can be found worthy, man. Because every brother that says he's a brother is not a brother. He's not gonna be found worthy, because a lot of brothers is not actually doing what they're supposed to be doing, man. So that's why we had here in the spirit, as fellow hopeful elect, we tell them brothers, just keep the main thing. Stay locked in, stay focused, and stay prayed up, man. Because we almost out of here, man. Hey, look up, because your redemption draweth nigh, as the scriptures say, man. We're very close. We're very close. All we got to do is stay focused, man. You got anything, Quanawah?
That was it. Man.
Kind.
You closed out.
Kind. Hey, operators, our Lord willing, this lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. We want to close it out by saying, Call Halayimlah, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostle elders, a great millstone to rule well, and peace and salutation to all the Akim that's pushing this truth with our righteousness and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.